Well, hey there guys, edsretrogeekout here. You asked for a top 10 TMNT action figures and you're gonna get it. Today I am so excited because I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite stuff in the world, TMNT action figures. We're going to start off by number 10. Number 10 is the Cyber Samurai Raph. This is the one I had as a kid. As you can tell, he's been played with to death. He's missing one of these ear parts over here. None of his functions really work because, well, I played him, I played till they broke. These are just projectiles, really. He is supposed to come with two hands, but yeah, I'm missing one. He came with one dagger. It really doesn't look like a turtle anymore. This was near the end of the toy line. This came out in 1994 and was actually based on the Archie Comics TMNT Adventures. Number 62, this was actually a 5-parter of the Cyber Samurai storyline, pretty much. So you had all of the turtles, you had Bebop and Rocksteady, and a Shredder that looked really cool. But Raphael is my favorite. This is the one I had as a kid. So this one definitely takes the cake and the number 10 spot. In the number 9 spot, we have Michelangelo based on the TMNT Tree movie. I loved this movie growing up, even though it is probably the worst one of the 3 movies. The figurine definitely kind of looks like he looked like in the movie, but he does have somewhat more cartoony colors, you know, like the orange is really bright over here. The cool thing is you get a scepter with each and every one of these movie figurines, so that was always nice. That was really important in the movie. This came out in 1993. He's got purple weapons, really cool, and even like the little samurai gear he has on, you can pretty much just take that off, put it back on, just like in the movie. And even though there's some nostalgia involved with putting this figurine over in the 9th spot of my top 10, I actually didn't own this one as a kid. I had Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo, but this was the one that got away. Now I finally do have him complete, so I'm pretty glad about that. In the number 8 spot, we have flying in for you, Wingnut. He is pretty freaking awesome. I loved this guy as a kid. He also came with a little companion dude called Screw Loose. In the cartoon, he actually kind of looks like the cartoon, so that's always pretty nice. Screw Loose, of course, he's like part of the weapon pack. So he's got one color in the cartoon. He's actually more detailed than this. The cool thing about Wingnut is that he reminds me of Batman. He's got his utility belt. He's got, you know, he's a freaking bat. So, I mean, can it get even more obvious? He's got a gun. He has a grenade. I'm missing that one right now, but this figurine was just freaking awesome. Usually the wings are always missing. Most of these accessories are always missing, but you guys already know that, right? So 9th spot definitely goes at the Wingnut just because he's such a cool looking figurine, and he's Batman. He's pretty much Batman. I'm Batman. Number 7 goes out to Muck Man and his little companion buddy Joey Eyeball. Yeah, I'm picking lots of these with the little companions, but hey, Muck Man is one of the characters I got to know in the cartoon. He came out in 1990. He's got a really cool sewer. He's got a really cool manhole cover that he uses to stand on. This figurine is really detailed, but not really painted as such. He's got like a little variation in the green. If you look at this figurine closely, there's like spiders coming out of it. He's basically made of trash, so there's like larvae coming out. There's mushrooms growing on him. He's got flies. He's got pieces of bone. This is freaking cool. And the cool thing about Muck Man back in the day was you could actually open up his head like this. You know, you got that little banana thing over here. You could pour slime in there. He also came with a trash can, which I'm still looking for that trash can. And you could also pour slime in there and then it would come out his gut over here. So that's pretty cool. Really detailed. Too bad they didn't have like the money or put the effort in to really paint him. And expose all of those little things they put into the sculpt. Number 6 spot goes out to another childhood favorite of mine. This is Rayful A. Rayful A is a manta, or a manta kind of figurine. He also came with a little buddy, but he didn't really get a name or anything. The cool thing about Rayful A is he actually came out in 2 variations. Over here you have the green V. There's also a purple V, which changes color when you place him into the water, so that's pretty nice. In the comic books, Rayful A is actually all in blue, but in the cartoons they actually changed him from a vigilante into a villain for the Turtles. Over there he was just like a fish kind of dude that had like electric powers like an eel, and he totally didn't look like the figurine. So I mean, I love the action figure, but his representation in the cartoon could have been better. On to the next. Number 5 goes to one of the Universal monsters. This one is Don as Dracula. It was back in 1993 that they took all of the Turtles and they gave them, you know, a new Universal monster persona. You had Ralph coming out as the Mummy, you had a werewolf, Leo. This was one of the toys I got back in the day. So Donnie as Dracula, and he has his own little stake to kill himself with. What? Wait, one of my childhood memories I always had when I picked up toys like this, or my mom bought them for me, is I would place him at my nightstand the day I got him. And the cool thing about this one is he actually has parts that glow in the dark, so that's always a good thing in action figures. The thing that he's a vampire and he's super awesome and cool. He's actually quite dressed for like any occasion. He's like really well dressed. Looks really cool. He's got, you know, those vampire teeth. Really cool cape that he came with too. The Universal line TMNT put out was top notch. So there you go. Number 5. For number 4, we're gonna head back to 1990 with Mutagen Man. This was also one of my childhood favorites, one I had as a kid, but it didn't last long. No, I actually destroyed it. I don't know how. You can kind of like open up the plastic that's around here, and basically I think in the first year I already removed the arms, removed all the plastic. He has like little stuff floating on the inside. Again, open up this toy right here and you can pour water in, and then inside, you know, the little turtle, the little mechanical parts, they will float around inside of the toy. So that was always really cool. As far as cartoon representation, he does look like he did in the cartoons, but I think this is just way more badass. If you look at the sculpts of just the legs and the feet and the exposed flesh on the arms, it's simply amazing. He has, you know, his brain in there. In the cartoon you could see like something green near the groin, so I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was just intestines, but yeah, this is way cooler. Just a brain with arms, almost like Krang, but way cooler than Krang in my opinion. And the number 3 spot is another movie star. This time we have Super Shredder making his appearance. Of course, we need to have a Shredder in the top 10 action figures, right? This is Super Shredder. He came out of the 1991 sequel to the first movie called The Secret of the Ooze. Basically, at the end of the movie, spoilers, Shredder drinks one of the TGRI cans with the ooze in it, and he turns into Super Shredder. This is freaking amazing. You have like his armor gear just mutating into really grotesque proportions. He also has this purple color scheme on him, and there's actually one variant called the Chef Boyardee variant, which is all in black. That figure is really sought after, really cool if you have it. So just know, if you have like a black collar variant of this one, it's worth quite much. Definitely a really good representation of what he looked like in the movie, and just an awesome figure to have. Then the number 2 spot, yeah! Number 2 spot goes out to not one of my childhood favorites, one I wish I had as a kid actually. It's Triceraton. Triceraton is basically the dinosaur figure that was placed on TMNT 3, the Manhattan Project NES game. So he was on the cover of that. He didn't appear in the game, but he looked so freaking cool. He also was in the cartoons. In the cartoons, you could obviously see that there were multiple of these around. There was like a Triceraton world out there with just dinosaurs fighting huge guns. awesome. So yeah, this figurine, I love the color scheme on this. The orange with the little green, the blue guns on that thing. It's just amazing. This figurine looks stellar. Kind of makes me wish that there were like, that there was just like a spin-off of Triceraton. Like, he's such a cool figurine. Looks just as badass as the cartoon, and I bet in the comics he looks just as good. So this is definitely my number 2 spot, and I finally have him complete. Then before we head into the number 1 spot, we have an honorable mention. The honorable mention goes out to Napoleon Bonaparte. There's actually 2 of these because I have a variant over here. This one has lighter dots than the one over here. The reason why I was like, yeah, he looks so cool. It's such a badass figure. I love the sculpt on this one. He's really 90s. You know, you got the bright colors on there. He also came with a little companion. That's always cool. He's like a little fly, and he's got like a fly swatter to hit him with. I don't know what that is about. This dude also came out in 1990, a really good year for these sculpts and these figurines. But why did he not make it into the top 10? I don't know. I just didn't have any nostalgic feeling for him. I was feeling it more for this, and definitely for the number 1. In the number 1 spot, we have Storage Shell Raphael. This just makes me happy when I'm looking at it. I remember going on holiday to Mallorca, which is like off the coast of Spain or something like that. And, well, in the 90s, you could go anywhere in Europe and they would have turtles. So I think at the airport we picked up one of these. So that was really cool to see over there. Hey, they have turtles here too. This guy, his face sculpt is just freaking amazing. I love the storage cells expressions that they have on their faces. The cool thing about this variation of the original turtles is they actually have a shell that opens up that allowed you to, you know, put stuff inside of them. Storage some stuff in there, so that was really cool. Whenever I think of turtles and I'm thinking like what was like the best ever, or you know, one of the coolest figures you had, it's definitely gonna be this one. So that's why he is in the number 1 spot. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this top 10. Definitely leave me pointers down below because this is the first time I've done this for TMNT toys. Maybe I could do some more, but leave some tips down below and maybe leave some ideas for the next TMNT or Motu or gaming top 10 you want to see. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!